Salutations, daydreamers and stargazers. If you've clicked on this video, that means, baby, you found my spaceship. I am Josephine, your favorite celestial auntie, quiet as is kept. In honor of the beautiful women of color who've come before us humbly, I open my vessel. For all my first-time flyers, please kick your shoes up at the threshold, as well as do me a favor. Drop any carry-on luggage, any insecurities you may have brought with you at the door. Don't worry. We got somewhere you can drop your stuff off at, right? Also, for my frequent flyers, you already know where everything goes. Come on in. Either way, welcome. Now, while everyone's getting settled in, let's go ahead and get some housekeeping out of the way. Y'all, if you have not done so, please make sure that you have tapped that notification bell. Okay. This is so that you can receive flight plans for future flights, as well as like and comment below how TT is out here whipping this ship. Look, y'all, I'm not gonna beg you. Okay, I'm not gonna beg you to come and kick it with your girl. But if you do have the opportunity to, just go ahead. Make sure somewhere in this video you have tapped that notification. Speaking of, I want to thank you guys for all my... I'm sorry, y'all. I told my son he better lay down. He don't want to take a nap, but he's chilling. I gave him his lunch, hit him with a little knack. He got his little juice with him. He's back there watching Bluey. So if you hear the little fiddle back there, just know it's Mr. Bluey time. Or I guess in this case, Mrs. Bluey time. But I digress. So anyway, I digress. So I want to take this time to thank all of my new subscribers. Y'all, we are currently at 15 subscribers. Now, per our previous flight, I did say I wanted to try and like get to 200 by my birthday. Look, there is no obligation. Okay. I felt high-key cringy coming at y'all like that. Because if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. One thing I've learned over the 33, almost 34 years in my life is that people going to do what they're going to do. They're going to do what they want. And that is with or without sound advice. Okay. So for those of you who frequent, you like the vibe, come and kick it with your girl. Also, one more thing. Let me get comfortable really quickly. Okay. Let's get comfortable, right? Cock my leg up while I'm talking to you guys. One more thing. For any of my flyers out here who are more on the new side, when you are checking out my earlier videos, because I did a little bit of analytical work while I was out, y'all, and also I'm working on another commissioned pair of customized shoes. I guess this next video will be that. As much as I do not favor voiceover work, we'll see. We see how we're going to do it. Because overlay function, come on now. Come on now, baby. Come on. But anyway, I digress. For those of you who have the opportunity to check my like first set of flights, one of my criticisms, maybe, I don't want to say criticism, that's too tough. One of my critiques is it takes me a while to get into the flight. You know, I'm jiggling the handles, you know what I'm saying? Like dragging it a little bit. So what I will do is on future flights, you'll notice that there will be something in the description letting you know where the actual story starts, right? So you're not just sitting there with me yammering, jabber jawing. I don't know what yammer means, but jabber jawing for sure. Thank you once again for all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you. I've had my channel now for about a year and some change. And this past October, I just decided to jump back into it. So for those new subscribers out there, I just want y'all to know, thank you. Thank you so much. I also want to take this time to introduce my subscribers. Y'all is Crewside. Okay, officially, if you subscribe to your girl, you are officially Crewside. So if you one of the girlies, you're a Crewside cutie. If you one of the boys, one of the bros, you a Crewside stepper. Okay, well, that's just what it is. So for all of my newfound Crewside members, look, thank you so much. You are appreciated. Also, one more thing. You don't have to spend your time here with me, and you chose to. Time is a finite resource, y'all. It's something you don't get back. So, anytime any of you decide that y'all want to kick it with your girl, please understand I appreciate it. And ironically, so for someone who is always late all the time, I still appreciate it. Like, I may be late, but all the other stuff I was doing in that time frame, I cherish those moments. I cherish them. Anyway, I digress. So, once again, thank you guys. And let's hop onto our flight. Let's do it. All right. Now, for today's flight, I can't find my tripod, y'all. I've been looking. I've been looking for a couple days now. And I'm really hoping I didn't leave it somewhere. But I can't remember where, if I did. I have an inkling, right? I have an inkling that one of my children somehow put it somewhere. You know, I'm not going to sit here and just always blame the babies. But right now, because I can't find it at all, I'm going to blame the babies. Okay. You will notice a lot of moving. I am holding my phone currently. It is okay. We will survive. And also, I'm on my break. And this video, it's going to be a short one. I was actually tip typing away moments ago. I was going to record a different video. So I guess I'll use that one for voiceover work on our next flight. But I digress. So while I'm at my desk, tip tapping away, right? Let me get re-comfortable. I keep moving around. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. All right, hopefully y'all can see me there. The lighting is how it is. All right, I feel like I was just blinded on the other side, and on this side, it's a little bit of a, you know, maybe like right here. I don't know, but it's comfortable. So let's keep moving, right? So before we hop onto our flight, I want to take this time to introduce some characters because I feel a ramble coming and I don't have that much time. I'm on my break, right? So we're pulling up on today my mom. Mom, you know who you are. Okay. High key, you was down bad for this, but how would you know, right? Whew. I had to go check on my son real quick, y'all. I'm breathing a little hard because I was booking it. But I digress. All right. But now for real, Mom, you know who you are. And the other person in this story time, we're going to name him Leek. Yeah, we're going to call him Leek as in Freak a Leek. Yeah, let's get into it, right? Okay, so y'all, this is a time that my mom tried to play matchmaker and she matched me with one of the most you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm way too early in the video to just say what I want. But come on now. I already told you his name is Leek, but he was like undercover in disguise, like real quiet about it. So let's get into it, right? Around this time, a whole bunch of stuff had just happened. Okay, literally, when I tell you, when we get to these story times, you're gonna be like, girl. But at this point in my life, let's just say we were in an era of calm. And for all my either new adults or my well-established adults, you already know what that means. Whole bunch of stuff didn't happen that was life-altering, as it always does. It can, and mind you, life-altering doesn't have to always be traumatic. It can literally be you got a new job. You moved to a new neighborhood. You made new friends. You have a new perspective. You lost some weight. You gained some weight. You had a kid. Like, life altering is just that, life altering. At this point in my life, I done settled into a fresh apartment. Okay. I no longer am out here in these streets. I'm working on my credit. I'm single. It's just me and my daughter. Life is what it is. And baby, I'm chilling. And it happened to be in like cuddle season. It's starting to get nippy outside. Everybody got on their like cardigans for the girlies and those gray sweatpants for the fellas. You know how it is. I watch a lot of Animal Planet. So this is definitely mating season, right? So I digress. I'm chopping up with my mom because that's usually what we do. These days, she calls me on her lunch and we will just play catch up. She'll see how the kids are doing, any tea I'm trying to give her, and vice versa. We just chop it up. And the relationship that I have with my mom has been forged over time. Why? Because I ain't had no sense, y'all. I was hard headed. I was trying to be out there in these mean, cruel streets. Y'all, I wasn't trying to follow instructions. For real, I wasn't a bad kid. But I definitely was a little too curious. I'll just say it like that. I was way too curious. And curiosity did what, y'all? Curiosity did what, y'all? Exactly. I just made it difficult for my mom. Oh, I made it so difficult for my mom. One day she hit me with the Celie from Color Purple and was like, "Till you do right by me, your firstborn gonna be just like you." Finger. You feel me? Like, she really hit me with that. And like a promise kept, y'all. Man, she called it. That's a whole nother story for another day. Because my mama, she got them superpowers. I digress. So, we're just chopping it up. And during this time, when I tell you some stuff had popped off, let's just say that at the time of this story, I can't just say, because it's a whole nother story time. Just know people got into it, arrests were made, life changed in ways that completely altered the course of our timelines. I'm gonna leave it like that because these are all story times that need their own scope. Like, we gotta dissect it one by one, piece by piece, if I'm gonna give it to you like that. Because the reason why I say this is because I feel a responsibility with my story times. It's not about exposing anyone. It's not about putting nobody out there or sprinkling Easter eggs. None of that. It is, however, about finding the truth in our experiences. For me, if I'm gonna tell you a story, it's because it's either specifically for entertainment purposes or there's like a nugget of wisdom in it. And I think with this story time, we'll get there. All right. So y'all, I'm time is ticking down. Time is ticking down, y'all. I gotta get back to work. So I digress. So fast forward. At this point in time where my mom was working, she had ran into a gentleman, a young man that worked at her job, and she is always known for trying to play matchmaker. Now, mind you, me and my people, I come from a good looking bunch of people. You feel me? Like, I love the fact that I come from an attractive family. We all look like ourselves and we are all just good looking people. Okay, it is what it is. So my mom being my mom, she's like, I have a daughter, I have all these nieces, and I have all these nephews. So if I find someone who I think is a wholesome individual, I'm going to give them my insert relatives information, because back in my day is the type of, LOL. Back in the day, my mommy was a baddie. So she just knows the game. She just knows the game, and she's just, my mom is doing what moms do. Okay. She was just doing what moms do. Okay. And we're at a point in our life where I didn't settle down exponentially. You know, we can communicate without me being either highly emotional, highly reactive, or just not really trying to hear it. Why? Because I'm a grown BBB woman. You feel me? I'm a grown woman. Hold on, I just got a notification. Let me make sure it's not for me and someone else in the group. I don't know. We'll see. Let me finish the story up, right? So anyway, I digress. So me and my mom are chopping it up one day, and she's letting me know that there's a gentleman at her job that she finds just adorable. Now, over the span of however long, my mom is just letting me know that there's somebody at her job that's super handsome and she thinks that I would like him. I mean, she's really doing the most. And like my mom, she's in a generation before me. So her status at work is like that of TT or mom. She puts a little bug in my ear. She's like, "Hey, he's single." Now, mom, how you know this man is single? Because at first I was like, "Nah, I'm chilling, mom." I finally got to a point in my life where I'm not really looking for nothing. I'm not looking for nothing. I am not looking for a thing. Somehow, she's talking to this boy, mentions she has a daughter. They end up talking. She gives me a text message, like maybe like a couple days later, and was like, "He's interested in getting your number." Now, mom, what did we just talk about? And I'm like, "Ugh, mom." And she was like, "I'm just saying he's an attractive guy. If it was 20 years younger, blah, 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 and you know, your daddy, da, 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 da." I'm like, just going, and I'm like, "Look, mom, okay, give me his information, shoot me a picture of him, tell him to shoot me da 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 da." Why my mama? She was like, "I'm on it." Because my mom is like an A-type personality. She's very analytical, very goal driven. So if something needs to get done, it's gonna get done. So I get off the phone with her. Let's say I get off the phone with her, and then like 2 minutes later, I get a notification. And when I see the notification, this woman then gave me this man number and a whole bunch of pictures of him that he didn't send. Man, I'm talking about she did the most. She did the most. And I ain't gonna lie, the brother was attractive. He was super fine. So, him and I are chopping it up now. Has my mom that orchestrated it or whatever. And y'all, the first day was chill. I'm cordial. I can have a conversation with pretty much anybody. So we're blah 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 chopping it up, all the things. What's your favorite color? Where you live at? What you do? Da da da. Like, what are you into? Like, I'm just trying to fill out what type of person this is. And sometimes asking like those very simple, basic questions, you can kind of just, okay, hear me out. If I'm going to ask you a basic question, I want to see how creative you can get with this very simple answer. Go deep when it comes to conversing. Usually that comes over time, especially when you have like those late night conversations, talking about the universe and, just observations from your past, like sharing memories, like, when you really get to know somebody. The first, let's say, day or so of us chopping it up, he's entertaining it. And then one night, because this escalated quickly. This was a quick burnout. Let's talk about it. So like the next day, we're doing all the hey hi's, how you doing? And he's like, "I have a question for you." And I'm like, "Okay, like what kind of question could you possibly have for me?" Right? This guy starts, I mean, he went for it. He went for it. Started asking me about my sexual proclivities. And he went in. I'm talking about what we originally was talking about, like stars and galaxies and how the light we see in the sky is probably from a star that already died out billions of years. That's where I'm going with these conversations, right? Yeah, he was like, yeah, whatever. After we sent like our pictures or whatever to each other, because I have a Samsung, right? I have an Android. He had an Apple product, so of course we can't do like the the FaceTiming or whatever, which I'm cool with. Don't be trying to invade my privacy like that. But as I sit here and talk to y'all, but anyway, long story long, the conversations are getting freaky deaky, and that's not where I'm at this point in my life. I'm drained. I'm burnt out. I don't want none of it, especially with some of the stuff that just happened. Boy, I'm cool on it, y'all. I'm cool on it. So I enter into my Jedi mind stance. I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm not on that. At the time I was celibate, I'm like, I'm good on that, buddy. What about this? I'm answering his actual questions more like a scholar. I'm being a little philosophical about it. Bringing up the scoop of statistics I know about. Sorry, about said actual points. Like I'm really trying to take it out of where he's trying to take it to. So, and then I ain't gonna hold you, y'all. He was attractive. I ain't gonna hold you. Like abnormally attractive. Like super tall, like long hair. He was a little like maybe a little deeper in the complexion than me. Kind of had like warm tones, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe 2-3 shades darker. Um, maybe with like an undertone of yellow, you know what I'm saying? Type things. So just an attractive guy. And like how he looked and how he talked was like night and day. So fast forward, because this whole encounter did not last long. So let me not drag it out. We'll start out with a decent conversation. And every time, like a promise kept, we start out with a decent conversation and then he would find a way to segue it into something raunchy. So, he was like, I noticed that you're plus size. And I'm like, yeah, he was like, but I like how you dress. I like your style, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Because it's so difficult being plus size. You got to do this, you got to do that. And sometimes you can't find pants that fit and da da da. He was like, I bet you be struggling with your pants type energy. And I'm like, why you say that? He was like, that wagging, you dragging and da 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 da. And it was just like, I'm sorry. It was more subtle than that. But basically, like when you're having a conversation with someone who you're interested in, the moment they start to talk about actual things, they might as well be like, "Cause I'm trying to stick it in," no matter what they're saying, no matter how, uh, no matter how the delivery. Okay, no matter how the delivery, if that's not the type of energy or time you're on and you've stated it and they bring it up first, it's like you've already set the scene for what we got going on. So as I said, I'm in my Jedi mind stance. I'm deflecting, y'all. Trying to make sure I don't have no. Yeah, I'm deflecting. I'm deflecting like the deflectors on the road, bouncing light off of their surfaces, baby. I'm deflecting like I don't know, Serena Williams, when she let that ball come up to her wrist and she pop it off her. God. Let me be real with y'all. The analogies are not flowing today. This used to be a problem I had when I was younger. I be trying to like make a point. Like remember I mentioned my homegirl who, previous episode, the reason why the jokes weren't landing is because of me. I'm up here trying to explain the analogy. Like I'm trying to like over explaining things. So even if you got it, I explained it to you like 3 times. So now you're like, bro, I got it the first time. And I'm like, are you sure? Let me explain it one more time. Right. But I digress. So I'm deflecting. And he's like, man, what about this? What you doing tomorrow? Well, I'm chilling. Cause we're talking throughout the week. Because this whole entire experience lasts for 2.5 weeks. We didn't even make it to the third week of us chopping it up because of this night. And he's like, yo, can I come kick it with you tomorrow? And I'm like, well, you know what? I'll have some free time. Sure. Like, what time are you trying to come through? And he's like, man, I'll let you know because I got to do da 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 da, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's whatevs. Next night, he's like, hey, I thought I was gonna be able to come sooner. Is it cool if we do like a late night kick it, after I finish whatever his obligations were? And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm at the house. I'm chilling. I am chilling. You feel me? So he comes to kick it with me. Now, let's talk about this, right? Y'all, when I tell you that I am congested, right? Over the phone, I was able to kind of mask it. All I'm really doing is like clearing my throat. I'm a little raspy, whatever. I went out the night before, had my little chest out in the open air. So, definitely probably got a little chest cold. So when he comes over, I'm bundled up and I don't have like any tissue or anything with me, and he's in the room. Mind you, this is around the era of the demi, the P demi. Oh, I can't use that. That's too close. The demic. Let's just say that, the demic. I remember people making jokes like, you can't cough too close to me these days because I'm gonna think you got something. I'm gonna think you have a vid. This is exactly that. We are smack dab in the middle of the vid. He come over kicking it with me. I'm bundled up in bed. I got like some congestion or whatever. And I'm like, and usually I'll huck it up in a quick second and go, one of my secret abilities is spitting long distance, question mark. I know it's gross, whatever. So, if I'm in my own home by myself, if I got the phlegm, I'm gonna took it up and then be done. But I have company, so on this night, he come in, it's chilly outside, he got on his gray sweatpants. The fella is tall, he's an attractive fellow. Like, we're sitting there chopping it up. Now the conversation that was had was wild. I'm just gonna say that the conversation that was had was absolutely wild. He starts pretty much telling me about his sexual experiences. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm shaking, y'all. I'm so sorry. See, I'm trying to speed through this. I'm so sorry, y'all. Now he pulls up. He's, what's up? He got the gray sweatpants on. We're just chopping it up. And he takes the initiative to just let me know about his sexual proclivities, right? And it's significant because, hold on. It's significant because I realize one, okay, let's be honest. I did not want to engage with this man. I didn't care how attractive he was. I didn't want to engage with him, but I did like the company. If I could find a way to weave in his his freakic ways and into a conversation that was more anthropologically speaking, the tone or the pace that I desire, like our topics of conversation end up being sexual, but I always found a way to like make it for lack of better words, we're gonna call it scientific. Like I always found a way to like spin it. I was on my Bill Nye. I was on my Bill Nye. Okay. If we're gonna sit here and have this conversation, we're gonna have it the way I want, right? Moving on. And I'm talking about he's going deep, he's going deep, y'all. Talking about all of the charades he would be into, how he likes to engage with people. For those of you who are of the like the poly community and stuff like that, he was heavy into that. Just a step under Hotep. No offense to any of you who are, but some of your brethren be out there wilding, dare I say. Now, this entire time, y'all, I am suffocating on my own phlegm. Okay. I had thought I had cleared everything out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to cough in such close proximity, right? Because I'm laying in my bed, and the way that I had my room set up at the time, at the base of my bed, there was like a little seating area. So he was sitting on the edge, you know, um, kicking it. He's telling me about his proclivities. He was asking me would I be interested in something like that. And I'm like, I don't know if I'd be interested in something like that, but I just kept it honest with him. Y'all, he started telling me that he was into like dumb work. He liked to in people's mouths. He liked to, like, smack people around. Like the things he was talking about was so wild. I'm just in here like, oh nah, I don't know about none of that. I don't know about none of that. And it's funny because the way I live my life thus far, literally before this era of calm, at one point I may have been down, maybe not for the in the mouth or nothing like that, but like I may have been down to uh at least be curious to see what you're talking about. Like, entertain it a little bit more, put myself in a risky situation, like pulling up to places I had no business being at type energy, right? So, long story long, I'm sitting there like, you're cool. Like the type of shows he watched, that his activities outside of the bedroom, he was a pretty cool guy. So I'm like, is there any possible way that we can just be platonic friends? Because I'm not really interested in none of this that you got going on, right? And he was like, yeah, I mean, you cool too. I love our conversation, da 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 da. He said, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm trying to, you feel me? He was like, my name is Buck, and I'm trying to. So it didn't matter what I was talking about. He wasn't trying to hear it. And then after that, I was like, okay, well, so just delete my number. And he definitely did block me too. The moral of the story is, look, if and this is a quick one. I'm sorry I ran through it. It may be a little rushed, but I had to get back to work. But long story long, y'all, when you are out there, when you're dating and you are not about that time, right? Like let's say you've had a moment where you were about that life and you decided that you're not. You just decided from the jump you're not, or this may not be what you're on that particular day. Like whatever the case may be, if you are not about what the other person is saying that they are about, and they've made it very clear that they're not trying to do nothing outside of that, I need for you to go ahead and just accept that L. Let that go. Because trying to compromise with somebody who's not aligned with you can end you in a sticky situation that get you caught up, flipped out, turned inside out. And ain't nobody got time for that either, right? With that being said, y'all, I do have to go back. This was just a little quick one. I'm gonna stop making promise to look. I'm gonna stop promising y'all that I'm gonna have something dropped or that I'm working on something to be dropped. I'm just not gonna do it. I will make sure to post with you guys, keep you updated as much as possible. For all my new subscribers, thank you again. All right. With that being said, y'all, we are now descending back into reality. Make sure you grab all your things on the way out. Do not worry, we'll have flights coming in the future. And if you're feeling a little nostalgic and want to come kick it with your girl, you can always revisit a previous flight. Yeah. I'm here for you. I'm just here to lighten this load just for a scoop of time. Scoop of time. All right. With that being said, y'all, on your way out, if you have not done so, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on our next flight. Bye bye.